What's going on, everybody, man? It's your boys back again, man. The Cam and T podcast. We back. I am your host, Tony Teton West, man, and I have my brother with me, the other host on this show, Cam. What's going on, brother? How you doing? Happy Halloween, brother.
Happy Halloween, bro. Chilling, man. Chilling. It's spooky season, you feel me? It's
Yeah,
spooky
man.
season. But man, I'm doing good, man. I really can't complain right now. Everything going straight, man. It's going smooth. But how about you, man? You
Pretty
living?
good, man. Yeah, I really can't complain for the most part, man. It's been, life is life. So I'm glad to be here, happy to be here.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I mean, that's really what's going on. Tonight's gonna be a super fun episode, man. Everybody, we got some special guests coming in, man. They're gonna talk some ball with us. It's gonna be a fun night, man. Y'all gotta tune in, come see us, share this, get in the chat, man. Y'all know how y'all do, man. It's gonna be live, bro. The college football playoff thing just dropped. I didn't even know it was coming out tonight. So we'll talk
I
a
ain't
little bit
either.
about that. Obviously, we gotta talk about the mess that's going on down in Clemson, South Carolina right now. It's an absolute crap show right now. So we'll talk about that as well. It's gonna be a fun night, man. Cam, it's gonna be an exciting episode, bro. And super glad I get to do this with you every week, bro. Just want to let
Yep.
you know that we appreciate you, and I appreciate you more than anything. So
I appreciate that, bro. Same here, man. All love. You feel me?
yeah, man, for
All
sure, for
love.
sure, for sure. So once again, bro, it's gonna be a fun show, man. So let's go ahead and kind of talk about what we're gonna talk about tonight, man. So tonight we're gonna talk about the situation in Clemson. We're gonna talk about college football just in general, honestly, and then we're gonna talk about some basketball stuff tonight too. We might even jump into a little bit of Halloween talk as well, with it being Halloween. So that's gonna be fun too. We'll talk about that a little bit tonight, and it should be a fun night. So if you in the comments, man, show us some love. We on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. You can show us the comments there, and we will show y'all love as well. But
Yep.
definitely want to jump into probably the biggest story right now in college football. I mean, let's just talk about it. The Clemson Tigers are 4-4, and it's literally not even November 1st. I don't think I think might have did this in 2021, maybe. I might be wrong on that, but I feel like we might have been either 9-3 or 10-4. But I know at this point we haven't been like 4-4 and down bad
Oh no. No.
in like over 13 years. Like it's been a while. Like it's been a long time since we been in this position.
Yeah.
And really, man, it's really, as a Clemson fan, it's obviously for me sad. The rest of the world is rejoicing on what's going
Yeah.
on. But as a Clemson fan, it's really kind of sad to see such a program kind of falling at this time. Um, just kind of gonna give my synopsis on the game and everything, and then we'll get into the Dabo stuff. I mean, Clemson. I said this last week, bro. Clemson is not a good football team. It's really no other way around it. At this point, man, I don't think anybody can hide behind that this team is mediocre at absolute best.
Right.
Your defense has actually been pretty good, but the offense is just not good, bro. It's not good. It's nothing that you can sustain success with. It's just not good. Um, in my personal opinion, NC State was really not even that good either. They only had 200 yards of offense, and like 170 of those yards were off two big plays,
Yeah.
where right
But
after
yeah.
the offense turned the ball over. So again, it's kind of hard for me to fault the defense of Clemson, because it seems like every time they're finally trying to get a break, the offense goes and screws things up. That's how it's been
Yeah.
all season. But Clemson takes a loss to NC State for the second time in the last 4 years. Um,
Crazy.
yeah, I mean, it's just, we're gonna get into the Dabo stuff, but like I said, and I'm gonna break some more news here in a few minutes. It's not looking good, bro. I mean, that's just really the facts. We got coaches cussing out fans. I mean, we got a lot going on, man. So it's just not good. But Cam, give your synopsis on the game, man.
Man, I ain't even got nothing really to say. I think it's just embarrassing that I don't know when the last time we've seen Clemson. First and foremost, I don't know if we've been 500 through 8 games in damn near 15 years.
Yeah, it's been a
You know what
while.
I'm saying?
It's been a while.
And then I don't know if I've ever felt, and you can probably agree to this, but in our heyday, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 15, 14, all those years, you can probably agree to this. when Clemson went down in games, I never felt like we were out of it.
Yeah.
But now, the Duke game, I still had a little bit of hope. But ever since the Duke game, if we're down 10,
It's over.
14 points,
It's
it's
over.
Jover, bro.
Yeah, it's over.
It's Jover.
Yeah.
I ain't felt like that since it's been years. Well,
Willie
I
Parker
mean,
days, really? Well, Will
yeah,
Parker was there. It's been
yeah.
a
I
long
felt like
time,
this
man.
since I mean 21 really. But I mean, you can answer this for me. When the last time Clemson even scored 30?
Besides, like in little games against South Dakota State or something like that. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's a great question.
How many times have we scored 30 this season? I really don't know. We didn't do it this weekend, to my knowledge, right?
We
We
didn't do it
was,
against Miami either.
and then who did we play before that? Syracuse,
Q's, we put up 30. We put up there. I think
okay.
we put right at 30 on Q's.
And then
We
Florida
didn't
State
put
was
up
before
30
them,
against Florida State. We put up 30 against them two little slouch teams. And
and
then
then
Duke.
7 against Duke.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like,
So we really only put up 30 against one Division I team this season.
yeah, and it's not a good look. And then as far as I forgot where I was even going with this, but I was gonna say as far as like the game goes, I don't want to hold on to it for too long, but I'm thinking about guys like Will Shipley, Phil Maffa, those guys just haven't looked good this year, unfortunately. Fumbles have been an issue for Maffa for a while, and now Shipley is starting to get that fumble bug. And then as far as goal line efficiency, where Will Shipley was last year, I mean, he was probably near automatic on the goal line and, short situations.
Yeah.
This year, he's been everything but automatic, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's been almost automatically a bust. Like, I'd be surprised if his conversion percentage wasn't extremely, extremely low.
Yeah.
And then obviously the quarterback that we have just ain't good. So, it's not a good look. The team is in a bad spot right now, and as far as the season goes, we'll be lucky to get to escape with 6 wins.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, in this, and I'll just jump on into it. This team will be lucky to win 6 games this year. I mean, Clemson would be legitimately lucky to win 6 games. When you look at the next 4 games, we have Notre Dame up next. Let's be real here. Let's take the Clemson shade glasses off. Notre Dame's by far the better team. They should beat us by 14 plus points, in my opinion. Then you play Georgia Tech. I don't know if you've seen Georgia Tech offense. Guess what? They can put up points. They can score. Haynes King is having a tremendous season. I don't think that's a guaranteed win for Clemson. Then you play North Carolina. Same thing. Their defense might stink, but their offense is amazing. Then you play South Carolina, throw out everything because it's a rivalry game. So anything can happen in that game. I mean, you're looking at a real scenario where Clemson can go 4-8.
Yeah.
I mean, it really can happen. And I think a lot of people don't want to talk about it, but that's just really the facts. There's a chance they can go 7-5. There's a chance they can go 8-4, but there's also a realistic chance that this team could go 4-8. And if that happens, that's absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to break some news here on this podcast. And I want to say this is alleged for legal reasons. And I talked to Cam about it already over the weekend, and I posted it in my close friends. So some of y'all might already know. This is alleged. Allegedly, from a source that I talked to that is in the Clemson locker room, said after the NC State game, there was this happens. I want to make that clear as well. This happens with teams when everybody's frustrated. There was almost like a altercation pretty much between the offense and some of the players on the defense. Again, this is from a source that I spoke to on Saturday evening after the game that was in the locker room when this happened. Defensive players had to be literally pulled away from some defensive players had to be pulled away from the offensive players. Cade Klubnik, I'll just put it out there. He didn't do his press conference after the game on Saturday. He came up there yesterday, and this is alleged. Again, I want to make that clear. Allegedly, on Saturday, he was supposed to do his, after they play, it don't matter what the result is, normally the quarterback speaks. He did not speak on Saturday, right? We all can attest to that. And he came up yesterday and talked about how he did not speak because he, quote unquote, wanted to be with his team at that time. That happened because of that altercation. Allegedly. I want to make that clear again. This is alleged. But I trust my source who said this. He wouldn't lie about nothing like this. So again, this locker room is in riffraff as well. This locker room is also kind of like, what are we doing? The defense, from what I've heard from the same source, is tired of carrying this offense back. They're tired of it. And now that's starting to drift into the locker room. And again, I'm not the type to get on here, and we're going to talk about Tyler from Spartanburg in a second. I'm not the type to get on here and say Dabo should be fired, and I'm not going to do that. Dabo has brought me too much sports happiness. He's done a great job with Clemson's program. But I'm telling you now, he needs to get that. He needs to get his team in order. That's all I'll say. The team needs to get in order, and it don't even got to be winning games. There's a lot of not off the field, but like there's a lot of chemistry issues right now on that Clemson team. From what I'm hearing from people I talk to that's within that program, there's some chemistry issues going on, and that's probably part of the problem. Again, I talked about this in space earlier. A lot of these guys, they're just as angry as the fans are. They want to win. They're the one that actually affect the games. So they want to win. Again, this is all alleged, but all I'm saying is Dabo, he got to do something. He got to get this team together. He has to keep these guys together. And, that's just what it is. This is a rough year. It's a bad year. It's been bad. I don't think no Clemson fan would lie and say, oh, this has been a good year. No, it's been bad. It's just what it is. Now, let's jump into the next thing. Let's talk about Tyler from Spartanburg. And I think, and we wanted to get him on the podcast tonight, but we couldn't. We couldn't get in contact with him enough, so we couldn't get him on tonight. But the kid, Tyler in Spartanburg, he calls up to the radio station. I guess Dabo, these college coaches, they do these call-in shows where they have the fans call up, which I think in 2023 is dumb anyway.
I do too. Yeah, 100%.
Like, you're just setting yourself up to get trolled.
Yeah.
Just to be completely honest, we're in 2023, bro. Like, you do press conferences like twice a week. You really don't need to be on the phone with the fans, like in my personal opinion, in 2023. Yeah, but the Tyler dude calls up and he's pretty much like, Dabo, why are we paying you $11.5 million and you're pretty much Tommy Bowden? And he just start, quoting Bible scriptures and telling him, well, I've been a Clemson fan since you were still in commercial real estate. It was real condescending. I'm not going to hold you. And which is why I want to talk to Tyler, because I want to know what was why did he do that, pretty much? Why did he do those things and say those things? And long story short, everybody knows it's viral at this point. Dabo went off on him, and I think deservingly so, in my opinion. But I do want to talk about some of the things that Tyler said that were great points that people might not want to hear, but it's the truth. Dabo has completely failed to adapt to how college football is happening now. Let's just be honest. I don't think nobody that's a Panther fan with Clemson fan would disagree with that. Dabo has failed in that aspect. That's okay. You can change it. You have time to change it. Dabo has continued to hire people from within and I think the dude Tyler said family, friends, or something like that. Yeah. He's absolutely correct. Tony Elliott never picked up a daggone football until Dabo called him. He was working in engineering. That shouldn't be happening. You shouldn't be hitting somebody up that's working in engineering and say, hey, bro, come play for. That's like a dentist hitting me up. I've never worked in healthcare or none of that. And saying, hey, Tony, you're my friend. Let me go help you become a dentist.
Yeah,
who does that?
Yeah.
Can somebody explain that to me? Like, Tyler from Spartanburg is right about that, Dabo. He's absolutely correct about that. Now, the way he came at you, I 100% disagree with it. It was disrespectful. But as far as some of the points he was pointing out, I hate to tell you this, Dabo, Tyler from Spartanburg was kind of right on some of that stuff that you were doing. And you do have to be open to criticism when you are a $11 million man a year. You're going to get criticized, bro. I'm a regular Joe. If I F up at my job, I'm going to get criticized, bro. That's just what it is. That comes with the territory. So I think Dabo also I think he did the right thing by defending himself. Don't get me wrong, but he can't keep saying, "Well, you can't criticize us if you don't like what I'm doing, then leave." And you gotta stop doing that, bro. Like
Yeah.
again, I do agree. The Tyler dude was definitely disrespectful. I agree with Dabo taking up for himself and all that, but at the same time, bro, and I think the question was horrible. Tyler should have said, and I talked about this earlier. Tyler should have said, "Hey, bro, how you gonna get us back to being elite?" That should have been the question. How you gonna get us back? And Dabo would have had to answer that and not get mad and none of that. He would have had to be straight up because if he got mad at that, then we know something.
Yeah.
But my thing is, and I'm gonna let you go after this. I think that Dabo, I'm scared he's not gonna adapt, bro. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I am completely worried that this guy is not going to adapt. He keeps saying, "Well, I'm gonna do what I want to do in my way." And I'm telling you this now, Clemson fans. If Dabo does not adapt, welcome back to the projects. We're going right back to the ghetto of being 6-6 is a good season. 7-5 is a great season, and 8-4 is the Super Bowl. Like that's where we're going to be heading back to. But I mean, again, Dabo, it was right for defending himself. I agree with it 100%. But at the same time, some of the stuff Tyler said was absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. And if he can't take that type of criticism, and you're $11.5 million man, like I said, Tyler was disrespectful. He shouldn't have came at him like that. I want to make that clear again. But at the same time, some of the stuff he was saying was correct. So that's all I got for it.
No, I agree. I think everything that Tyler said was valid to a certain extent. I do think I think the pocket watching was a little crazy.
Yeah, he shouldn't be. Yeah, you don't talk about nobody else's money, bro. I ain't with that. Yeah.
And Dabo had the right answer for the pocket watching to say, there's only two coaches besides me right now that have 2 national championships.
Right.
And as far as Clemson goes, and he, Dabo kind of, it's gonna sound weird when I say it, but he kind of said, what was Clemson before I got here?
Right.
And he pretty much said that. He was like, it's been 35 years before we had even won a national championship before it. He said literally it was probably before Tyler was even born. Definitely was before I was born, before you was born.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And so he's right. Yeah, he did bring us 2 national championships, and he did it in his way. And that way was perfect for
that time,
that era of college football. Exactly. Mm-hmm. The issue is it's no longer perfect, and really it's almost a detriment to this era of college football. You can't keep coaching like that. You can't keep running the show like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now some things that Tyler said though were true and they were valid. Like you said, the family and friends point, that was very valid. You know what I'm saying? Dabo has a tendency to hold on to people far too long. We thought he was changing when he brought in our man Garrett Riley,
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I made a joke where it was like, did he really change? Because Garrett Riley came from 2 straight Christian schools. He came from SMU
and TCU. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They both Christian colleges, right? And so it kind of falls in line with the whole God's name, image, and likeness stuff.
Yeah.
But ultimately, man, I think Tyler was. I'm not gonna say he was all the way out of line. But I do think he could have worded what he was saying a lot better.
Yeah.
He was you could tell he was very upset, and as he should be, to be honest with you, because it's an upsetting time to be a Clemson fan. This ain't I said this earlier in the Twitter space, but how often have we seen, or really when was the last time that we've seen a team fall off this fast? You know what I'm saying? That was in the national championship. I'm talking about was in the mix for a national championship game. In my opinion, if you make the playoffs, you in the mix for a national championship.
Yeah,
like you can consider that to be a national championship season. Not you didn't win it, but you was there. You know what I'm saying? You was at the dance. We was in the mix for 6 or 7 straight years.
Yeah.
How often have we seen, or when was the last time we've seen somebody go from playing in the national championship to barely being 500
Yeah.
just 2-3 years later. You know what I'm saying? And say what you want, 2021, yeah, we won. We was 9-3. Last year we was, or excuse me, we was it 9-3 and 9-3 in back-to-back years, right? Am I
Yep.
tripping?
No, you're right.
9-3 in back-to-back years. And this year, the best we can do is 8-4. That's just not good enough.
Yeah.
Clemson's goals are, they say it all the time: win the opener. We haven't done that this year. Win the state. Good chance that we don't do that. Win the conference. That's not happening. And then win the natty. That's also not happening.
Right.
So there's a good chance that we go 0-4 on our goals. So once again, I talk about this, and I don't really care what the players have said or what Dabo himself has said. When you say a term, when you say best is the standard, to me, that means very best. That means 15-0 is the standard. That should be the goal. That should be the goal for every single college football team out there, regardless of what you did the year before, regardless of where you've been. Your goal should be 15-0. If that's not your goal, then you don't need to be coaching. You don't need to be playing.
Right.
If your goal isn't to win every single game. To me, when you say best is the standard, that means you want to be the best team in the nation, or that you want to be at least among the best teams in the nation. But right now, we might not even be the best team in the state. We might not be the best team in the conference, or we aren't the best team in the conference. You know what I'm saying? So it's just it's a lot that goes into it. I won't go for too much longer. That's pretty much all I got to say about it. I mean, at the end of the day, I hope more people do keep checking Dabo, because I think that's going to help him wake up, hopefully. But he needs to slow down on being so defensive. But today or yesterday, whenever it was, I understand why he was upset, because pocket watching is crazy, especially when you have the resume that you have.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree 100%, man. Like I said, I'm pretty much with you. But I think going forward, and I think we were talking about this in the space earlier, and then we're gonna let our guests in. I think going forward, I mean, the playoffs are expanding to 12, right? Starting next season. I think Clemson should be in the mix for that every single season.
Yeah.
Because you can lose a game or two now and still be in the mix. So for me, if Clemson's not like a top 15 team every single year, I don't think that's an unrealistic expectation. I'm not saying fire Dabo. That ain't what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is Clemson should be in that era of at least getting to 12, at least be in the conversation to get in for 12. I'm not even saying make the playoffs every year. At least be in the conversation to be in that top 12 is what I'm saying. And going forward, that needs to happen.
I agree. I think, and for me, how it used to be, I feel like we should at least be Dabo done. Even Saban was willing to adapt. There you go. You know what I'm saying? I think, and I feel like that's the difference. Dabo's pride and arrogance. It's sad some people can't see the writing on the wall, and that's how I feel too. I think he's really prideful.
Yeah.
Arrogant. I don't know if arrogant is the correct word. I'm not disagreeing. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely not disagreeing, because I definitely think he comes off as arrogant for sure. Especially when he's talking back to fans and to the criticism. It's definitely a hint of arrogance in there, but I think it's mainly pride. And I think he just, again, when he says things like, where was Clemson before I got here? It's true. It's absolutely true. And he should kind of flaunt that a little bit. But at the same time, I think he needs to understand that when you say, again, I'm going to keep bringing this up, when you say best is the standard, regardless of what you meant by it, regardless of who it was meant for, your fans, especially in college football where people feel like they're a part of the team, they're expecting the best. And the best means 15-0, 14-1. You know what I'm saying? So anyway,
competing for the playoffs. I mean, shoot.
Yeah, competing for the playoffs. Exactly. Yeah. And again, with the 14 playoff, obviously it's hard, super hard to make that. You know what I'm saying? You can't do it every single year. Even though we were doing it every single year, but you obviously sometimes you have a bad year.
Right.
Or a down year, or sometimes there's just teams that are better than you and they just leave you out.
Yeah.
But with there being 12, And with us being in a Power 5 conference and essentially being
year.
somebody who ran the Power 5, who ran our conference for the last almost 15 years, we should be in the mix every single year for that 12-team slot. 12-team slot. But that's all I got to say about it, though. I agree with what you said. We should be in the mix every single year. There's no, not saying you got to win a natty every year. I'm not saying you got to go for 15-0. Like you have to be 15-0. Obviously not. You might have a game where you lose 3 times, but you need to be in the mix every year.
Yeah, I agree. Well, let's get our guests in here, man. We got our guys here, man. This is their first time on our new pod. Yeah, this is their first time on here. Yeah. We've been on their podcast a few times. And we're glad to have them, man. They're gonna talk some ball with us, talk about this Clemson situation with us. We got our guys from Undisputed Evidence, and they're Florida guys as well, man. We got our boy AB with us, Darnell, Marcus, and Jerry. Fellas, how y'all doing tonight, man? Thank y'all for joining.
It's lit, bro. We good, man. I'm good.
How y'all doing?
Hey, glad to be on the podcast, man.
Yeah, man. We glad to have y'all.
Yeah, glad to have y'all for sure. So let me get y'all. Y'all are outsiders to the whole situation. So I kind of want to get y'all take on it. How do y'all feel about this whole situation with Clemson and Dabo?
Well, it is a mess. Oh my gosh! Like I heard the whole situation that went down on the radio and stuff. I was like, this is not good. And the product on the field, especially on the offense, is showing out. Yeah. But like the stuff y'all described that I didn't know about, I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah. There's a lot of strife going on back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like it's really wild, bro. Like, you know, from the outside looking in, we see I saw a program in Clemson that I felt like could win every ball game on the schedule, right? So like,
yeah, man.
Even though y'all bad right now, I still would favor y'all to beat people. But when a team and an organization is breaking down at such a fast rate, and the head of the monster is showing his true colors, it's tough to combat that, bro. Like I don't know what Dabo has going on. I think it's a lot of pride. Like pride is the devil, right? So once you get to a certain point, you either gonna get better or you're gonna get worse. And I think right now what we're seeing, bro, is a little bit of disorganization between Dabo and just the whole fan base and his locker room. It's showing. I mean, if people are fighting in the locker room, bro.
Yeah,
your program is going downhill.
Yeah.
When you fighting in the locker room, that's when that's the red flag right there. It's like, okay, I feel, I'm gonna be honest. Like when you listen to all that, you hear all that. Dabo's lost the program right now.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he's if he hasn't, he's on his way to doing it because, and I agree. He's being way too arrogant. He's being way too prideful right now. And we just saw a comment that said even Saban was willing to adapt. You got to adapt to the times that we in right now when it comes to how the game is played. And if you got defense players going out the offense players in the locker room, then it's just bad. And then you had a head coach going off. Now I get it with the radio up there. I get what Tyler was saying. Because I heard the clip, I get what he was trying to say, because he did make a lot of good points. But like I said, when you start pocket watching on people, I understood why he went off on like you can't be if you ain't doing what he doing, you ain't part of the day-to-day grind. Like you don't know what it takes to be a coach. Now you're going for the man pockets. I mean, it's not as easy as it looked, but he did make a lot of good points. I mean, you want to get the program back where it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the thing you say about adapting your philosophy, and you mentioned Nick Saban. Y'all remember when he got whooped in that Sugar Bowl against Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The priests out there, 250-pound thumpers and linebackers, flipped his entire recruiting philosophy and got speed, got guys that can cover, and got guys that can still play the run. And boom, more daddies on the way. And he said, "Oh, I need a quarterback. I need to open my offense up. I can't just be 70 yards in a cloud of dust on the ground." And expect to compete with these high-flying offenses going forward. So I'm recruit quarterbacks. Tua, Hurts, Bryce Young, even Mac Jones. And he got receivers. Like and he kept the train rolling.
Yeah.
And then Dabo's like, we're in a new era of the transfer portal, NIL, and he's just throwing his nose up at it. Like you gotta adapt. You gotta change. Look at Florida State, the ACC right now. They hammered the portal. Now look at what the season's going out. Look at their season right now. They're the favorites in the ACC, and by far the best team in the conference this year, all because they decided to adapt to the times and use their resources. Remember what they told us at school? Use your resources if you're struggling.
Yep.
Use your resources, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree. I mean, that's
Yeah.
Clemson fans talk about the portal like it's going to hell. Like I don't get it. Like, bro, use the portal. It's there to help you when you're not sufficient enough at certain spots. That's what it's there for. And I feel like Dabo just don't use it. Like
I get why he don't use it, and I think that's the issue. And this is why we say he needs to adapt. It's not even so much like Dabo. Truth be told, he don't hate the fact that kids are transferring and going from school to school. That's not really what it is. What it really is he wants to bring in guys that he can mold to be good men, good leaders, blah, 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 and that can graduate. You know what I'm saying? Because that's one thing he looks at.
By the way,
It is.
That's a great humanitarian thing.
It is. It's a good thing. Like personally, like I said, 2016, whatever, that was perfect for college football. You get the top recruits because these parents was like, shoot, I want my son to go play for somebody like him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, maybe my son don't make it to the NFL, but when they leave Clemson, I know they're gonna be an upstanding young man. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the most important things. Like, but at the same time, it's like now, you know, you kind of have to find a balance. Like you can bring in a transfer, just make sure they graduate at Clemson. That's fine. Like it's not about where you start, or it's not about how you start. It's about how you finish.
That's
right.
You know
what I'm saying? And if you bring in somebody, you bring in a sophomore or a junior or a senior or a graduate to come to Clemson, play a little more football, they can still consider themselves an alum of Clemson. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They can still help your GPA numbers that we like to flaunt. They can still help our graduation rates like we like to flaunt. You know what I'm saying? You can still mold them. They're still young enough to where you can say, hey, you know, I know I didn't bring you in. I know I didn't recruit you, but I'm glad I got you now. And let me give you this piece of knowledge that I'm giving all the rest of my players. And really, to me, it's as simple as that. But again, Dabo wants somebody he can have for 4 or 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Somebody he can have for 3. Well, really 3 or 4 for us because we like to graduate kids early. But again, it's like you said, it's pride. And you know, it is a little bit of arrogance. It's a hint of arrogance. And
let me ask. My bad, Cam. I didn't mean to cut you off. I wanted to ask the people on the outside. So we already know Clemson has won 2 national titles, right? We already understand in the last 7 years, Dabo's did a great job building the program. He's done something that's really never been done before. Honestly, going to a program that was really pretty much mediocre and making them a legitimate program. So again, I think he deserves a lot of credit for that. But I want to ask y'all as outsiders a question. So let's just say we don't make a bowl game this year, because I think it's really possible. To be honest, let's say we don't make a bowl game this year. Dabo doesn't change anything. He doesn't fire any coaches. He doesn't get in the transfer portal. He doesn't change anything. Next year comes up, we go 6-6. Going into that 2025 season, what do you think the heat on his seat should be? Or should there be any? Because at that point, he'd had not 1 bad year, but we're heading on 2 at this point. So what do y'all think going into that 3rd year, which would be 2025? What do y'all think the heat should be, or should there be any heat at all?
Well,
keep in mind too. This is 2025 will be the start of the new ACC. Pretty much.
No, the new ACC starts next year.
Oh, next year.
And at this end, just in case Clemson leaves, because they've been talking about it, let's say in 2026, they're going to, I don't know, the SEC or whatever. So what do y'all think if Dabo has 2 down years back to back? What should the heat on his seat be, or should there be any heat because he's won all these natties and stuff like that?
There should be heat on the CV, absolutely, especially with his resume. Like, you're coming back and you have 2 mediocre years, and let's say both years you missed the bowl game, which is like the minimum of what's expected from a Clemson team.
Yeah.
That's a lot. There has to be some conversation, some kind of pressure. Yeah. And just like as you're seeing the fan base these days, like being more vocal. If that happens, they're going to be extremely more vocal, and you might even get some of the boosters to really talk about it. So that's something Dabo really gotta. If that even happens, I can't imagine. I just can't imagine.
Yeah. I can't even. I'm having this conversation.
It's
but
tough.
Go ahead.
It's tough, bro. Like, I feel like now more than ever, college football is a "what have you done for me lately" type thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, 2 natties with generational talents at quarterback. Where do you go? I mean, like, do you go up from here? I mean, you got Mike Norvell who's getting hot. You got guys in the SEC, young and upcoming guys in the SEC getting hot.
Yeah.
If Clemson goes from the ACC to like the SEC, they might be lower level. I mean, Tennessee, lower than Tennessee. I don't know, man. I mean, if I'm a Clemson fan and Dabo has hit his peak, right? He's going downhill. I'm gonna say I would probably consider wanting him fired. That's just me. You know, because I remember when Florida won, man, we won 06, 08. And then 2010, it went downhill real bad. Like we went like 7-5.
Was Urban still with y'all at the time?
Urban was with us.
Okay.
And he pretty much took himself from that situation. Like he knew he was cooked at UF and he made a business decision. Now we haven't been the same since. Right. So if Dabo leaves, you'll question yourself later on, like, dang, bro, is this how it's made in this year? Is it really worth it? Bro, it's been 14 years we've been struggling, right? But that's just the cyclical nature of college football.
Yeah.
So it's tough because Dabo is a legend in his own right. So
for sure.
Y'all got to keep it in mind. It can get worse. I'm telling you right now, it can get a lot worse. Like, for real. But I don't know, man. It's tough. Depends on who y'all would really want to throw the bag at as far as a new coach, a new program, would y'all be willing to invest?
Yeah. And I think that's the real issue too. Another thing, because like we always talk about, Dabo retiring, right? Mm-hmm. But who do we bring in after that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially in this new college football landscape. Who wants to come to Clemson, right? Like what is here? What is
that's a tough, that's also too a tough job to like come back behind Dabo. Like that's a tough gig, man. I mean, we're talking about the best coach in Clemson history. I mean, that's not gonna be like the easiest, like, oh yeah, let me just step up in there. That's gonna be tough. I acknowledge that completely.
And for that reason, like why I say I feel sorry for whoever come after Saban because
it won't be Dabo.
It was supposed to be Dabo, but it ain't happening.
It won't be Dabo.
Yeah, I feel bad who comes after Kirby Smart in Georgia whenever the hell he hangs up.
That's gonna be tough.
Oh man, that's gonna
because you're gonna be tasked with keeping the train moving, keep the recruiting classes rolling in.
That's gonna be tough.
And if you dip from like number 1 to like number 7,
they own you.
We own you. But
now you know what? A program. Oh, go ahead, AB.
Oh, well, I was going to answer that question with a question, though. Talking about 2025. If that would have happened, who said Dabo even going to make it to 2025?
Well, that's another
I think he'll make it at least 2025. Now, let me say this, though. Now, if Dabo, let's say we don't make a bowl game this year, and then let's say next year we don't make a bowl game again,
he gotta be
that's when things get spooky. Like if he doesn't make a bowl game this year and then he turns around and doesn't make a bowl game this upcoming year, like 2024 season, it's not going to be good because I think his buyout is only going to be like 20-something million by then. I know it's like 60 right now. So that's why I say I think he's good for at least a year or two. But if it gets to maybe 2025, when it gets to like a reasonable price, maybe 30 million, I think Clemson would consider, look, let's foot the bill, especially if they go to a bigger conference and get more revenue. They might just say, let's just do it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. This is all speculation, in my opinion. But I think he'll at least will make it to 2025 regardless of the situation.
Yeah, just put that timeline. Like, it's –
I was gonna say that offer money gonna be crazy.
That's gonna be nuts.
Yeah.
Like with that timeline though, like last year, you win the ACC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you start to see some of the cracks in the foundation. Like, okay, the offense isn't quite as good as we want it to be. You're dealing with breaking in Klubnik, all that type of stuff. It's that third. See, coming this year, okay, you got a new coordinator. Okay, Dabo listened. He decided to adapt to that. And the offense still looks strange. It still looks kind of the same. And then
It's technically worse.
It's
technically worse.
bad, bro.
It's bad.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I looked at a stat earlier. We ranked 96th in big plays.
Yikes.
So last year I think we still wasn't really high. We was like 50 something, but in 2021 we were 99th, and this year we're 96. So it's pretty much the same as DJU's first year as a full-time starter. And you could maybe you can attribute that to just the fact that DJ was in his first year, and this is Cade's technical first year as a starter. Maybe next year it does get a lot better. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Garrett Riley gets a lot more comfortable. Maybe Cade gets a lot more comfortable in the system. Tyler Brown, Antonio Williams, all those guys will be back. You know what I'm saying? So maybe we just need some maturity and seniority on the team.
Yeah, and I think too, not to cut you off, this is the biggest offseason of Dabo's absolute career. Because if he screws the pooch on this offseason and they don't adjust and get better and fire some people or do whatever, and they go out there next year and absolutely stink up the joint, it's going to be bad, because I don't think a lot of people notice this. The first game of the year is Georgia in Atlanta.
Oh, next year?
Yeah.
Next year?
So go out there and just get absolutely boat raced out the rip. It can really set the tone for the team. That's why I say it's going to get dangerous, bro.
It's going to
get the funny thing is that game was scheduled when Clemson was top dog. You know what I'm saying? Like that was supposed to be a marquee matchup. Everybody know they coming in and ringing us by 21 plus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. My question to you is, T, real quick.
Yeah.
Before we move on.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to choose a replacement for Dabo, let's just say he decides to retire, who you got?
All right. So I've always thought about this, just in back, because I always thought Alabama was going to eventually take him. So I always kind of had this in the back of my mind. So this is what I would do. If Dabo ever, quote unquote, retired or got fired, this is the people I would contact. And some might not even pick up the phone. Let me make that clear. You automatically call Kirby Smart. We know he's not going to pick up. We know he's going to hang the phone up on. You still make the call. I don't care.
No, what he's going to do is he's going to not answer the phone. He's going to tell the AD, hey, man, Clemson just called me.
Yeah.
You still got to make that call. So that's the first call I'm making is Kirby Smart, regardless. Now, will he come? I absolutely not. He's not going to come. But I would at least make the call. Again, a lot of people are going to disagree with that, and I'm okay with it. I think you got to make a call to Deion Sanders. At least to see what he's talking about. At least to see what he's talking about. At least, and I'm going to tell you why. Recruiting wise, he would captivate the Southeast. He would captivate the Southeast.
Yeah.
The attention would be on Clemson. If he's got all that attention at Colorado, who hasn't been a power since I was in diapers, or maybe before I was even alive. Imagine what he would do in Clemson that was just recently a power in the last 5-10 years. So I think you at least got to make the call to Dabo. Not Dabo, to Sanders. Yeah, I think you got to, at least to see what he says. Another unpopular one. I think you at least have to see what Brian Hartline might would want. Hey, Hartline, what can you do? You know what I'm saying? Now, again, another unpopular one, but he's going to bring in the recruits. I'm thinking more so from a recruiting aspect. I would at least make that call. And then the one other person I want to say I would make a call to, and I don't think this is really even that. Oh, two more. Lance Leipold, I would absolutely make a call to, and that's the Kansas coach, and then Mike Elko. I think Elko's going to end up at A&M anyway when it's all said and done. But Elko is another one I would make a call to, in my opinion. Those would be the guys I'm going after.
Why you think Elko going to A&M? That's where he's from.
For one, he already has the connections with A&M. He used to coach there. And I think Jimbo's gone. It's Joe for him. I think he's out of there.
They got the money charged up as we speak right now.
Exactly. So I think that's who I would want personally, though.
My name's
real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
And this is allegedly what I was told about Hartline. I was told, and Darnell, since he's a Miami fan, will be happy about this. I was told the only two jobs, head coaching jobs he would consider taking would be Ohio State and Miami.
in Miami. Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Okay.
That's crazy.
So that's
He
not
plays there.
crazy.
He recruits there all the time against receivers, so he might.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Hey man,
So-
Crystal Ball will be on the market 2 years from now. I'll tell you that.
Your asses off, but y'all gonna lose big games.
He gonna be on the market for sure.
Hard-minded go to the NFL.
Cam, who would you want, Cam? I know you was about to say who you would want.
So really the big name that I would love to have if he decide he want to come would be Brent Venables for sure. That's who I would want. Obviously with the connection that he had in the past to Clemson. And that's really the big thing about it. That would be nice. Another, obviously Prime would be cool, but I think Prime going to Florida State, or to be honest with you, after whatever his name is, after he eventually, they eventually expose him, I think he out of there. And then I don't know, man. I keep saying, and I know this is gonna be crazy to say, but I keep saying a name like Dino Babers, bro. That's another name that really.
I don't know about Dino now, man. I don't know.
I know.
It's looking like right now with Dino.
I know.
No.
I feel like he gonna be one of them guys that's gonna be in the mix, bro.
No, I don't want to fuck Dino Babers. No.
I'm trying to think who else, bro.
That's a sell higher if I ever saw one. If they actually do
that's who. We gonna be shooting for the stars. And I just have a feeling. I'm like, every time I see him, I'm like, for some reason, I just got a feeling he gonna be at Clemson one day for some reason, bro. I don't know why.
Yeah, as an analyst, yeah. I forgot one too. Garrett Riley too, because he's already at Clemson. Yeah. So I would add him on the list. Actually, and Brent Venables, I'll add him on the list as well.
Actually, Garrett Riley actually would be really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really. I mean, them the only three names that I had that I could, or two names that I could see.
Somebody in the comments said Lane Kiffin. I don't want no parts.
No, you don't
want that. You don't want that.
You want to build.
I don't want no Lincoln Riley because they don't play no defense. I don't want none of them.
If we gonna get somebody, we need somebody with some doggone sense, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I like how you said Prime. I just can't see Prime coming. In terms of
Clemson, I don't think Clemson would do it either, honestly, to be real.
Nah, they ain't gonna do it, bro. That's why I said Dino Babers gonna be the closest thing we ever get to a black coach, bro. Like, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, they not going after no Prime. I'm trying to think who else even out there. They ain't going after. You know what? I got another name for you, T. Now you gonna hate this one, but I can see Clemson doing it. They gonna bring Tony Elliott, bro. They gonna bring Tony Elliott, bro. That's what I'm saying. But
as funny as you trying to be, I could really see them doing that.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
But that wouldn't be like I could see them doing that. I'm not.
This is the Clemson
way. Horrible decision.
This is the Clemson way. They go after players that. Or they go after coaches that
used to be on staff
or have a connection. This is what they do. That's why I feel
if that was the case, just promote Garrett Riley, bro. I ain't got time for that.
Bring back Jeff Scott.
Honestly, at this point, God.
What Chad Morris up to, bro?
He an analyst. He on the staff.
Hey man,
I feel like if you're a Clemson fan, just off of my experience alone. If you compare two programs, Florida and LSU, Florida, they rebuilt the wrong way. LSU found the right coach after Saban and Les Miles won a championship. They got Ed O. Ed O is not the greatest coach, but he didn't have a lot of pride, and he decided to get a coach to come help him out, like Joe Grady. Won a championship.
And he's so ridiculously Louisiana, it's not even funny.
You have to have the right transitional coach, bro. Like that is the main thing. Florida was just hiring just to hire. What's Bill Muschamp going to do? Let's take a chance.
You hired a young coach too early in that case.
You don't do that. It has to be the right time.
Hold on. One more. I know he wouldn't leave because he's doing an amazing job. I'm telling you another one. You got to make a call to. He going to hang up on you as well. Dan Lanning, bro. Dan Lanning. I'm calling him. He going to hang up, though. He going to hang up on you. But I would make a call.
You think so?
Yeah, bro, that Nike money. He ain't leaving that Nike money up there in Oregon. Y'all crazy.
Hey, Cristobal,
He ain't leaving that Nike. He ain't leaving that Nike money, bro. Not for Clemson.
How y'all feel about David Shaw?
Boy,
All right, Darnell.
Let's move on. I want to talk about y'all boys a little bit.
Oh Lord,
I want to talk about Florida, man. Florida, y'all coming off a loss to Georgia, but I mean, overall, though, I feel like y'all having a better season than us. Shit. So I mean, again, how y'all feel about like y'all season so far? How y'all feel about the game on Saturday?
AB, take it away, bro. That's all you, dog.
Yeah, you got that one.
You got that.
It's kind of going as expected. I mean, if you look at the game, you pretty much expected that. I mean, Georgia in the trenches on both sides of the ball, they were just flat out better than us. Skill players wise, we kind of there. I need a couple of dudes in my secondary at this corner position to get the hell off the field. But like trenches wise, it just goes to show that's why you recruit that position at a high level. You get a good offensive line, a good defensive line. That's where you're going to win your games. That's why Clemson was winning championships. They D-lines and offensive lines was elite. That's what Georgia got right now. But like overall with the season, you're seeing flashes of where this program is going.
Yeah.
Like, look at the Tennessee game. That's the flash. That's like, or Utah last year. That's the flash. Like, hey, this is where this program is going. This is where we can be every year. And then you see games like Kentucky or games like Georgia where you see the inconsistencies. Yeah. So we just got to keep getting the right guys in there. We getting them in there. The problem is a lot of our best players are freshmen.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And by the way, Eugene Wilson, thank you for picking Florida because that dude is
boy's good.
That boy is cold. Yeah. And then like I said, Jordan Castile is a true freshman starting at safety.
Yeah.
The starting job just like that. So
it says a lot because y'all people like that safety room, man. It ain't good. It ain't good, bro.
But we had a 5-star who doesn't even play.
What happened to that 5-star y'all got last year? Y'all Kamari Wilson. How's he doing?
There's a chance y'all can call him after the season. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Well, the way y'all looking, I don't want him.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
I remember y'all was hyping him up last year.
Now
I'm gonna let y'all in on this about him. He tried to transfer over the summer. Why is he still on the roster? Nobody wanted him.
Oh, that's crazy.
It was a fiasco.
Yeah, 5-star though. You said.
Yeah, he was a former 5-star safety. Yeah.
You gotta put the work in too.
Yeah,
that's the problem. You ain't putting the work in.
I'll describe it like this also, just from a playing standpoint. So he comes in as a 5-star, and then you see him on campus after about a year or so, and then you see they probably shouldn't have given him that 5th star.
Yeah,
pretty much what it is. Look, just at it, like I said, you can see the inconsistencies, but you can see where the program going. So I like where we're going. I would just like my fan base to stop firing coaches every time we lose a game.
Yeah.
Y'all MIA every time we win a game because y'all ain't got nothing to say. Like that. That's why we've been in the boat we in for the last 14 years. Y'all want to fire coaches after 2 years and not give them a chance to build the program, and now there ain't no stability. You can't do that.
Well, let's be honest, AB. Let's be honest. We play LSU, we play Florida State, we play Georgia every year.
Yeah.
Since 2008, all of those programs have won a championship.
Yep.
We haven't. So that is why there is insecurity in our fan base. Yeah. If a team on your schedule is winning a championship every other year, bro, that brings upon why aren't we winning, right? And so we get rid of these guys, don't give them a chance. Now Napier, I do like Napier because he's bringing in talent, right? But let's just be honest. When we play Georgia and Jacksonville, his style of offense will never beat Georgia. No matter how good of an offensive line we have, it will never beat Georgia. Plain and simple.
And even right now, without them, you see it. Those are men over there. We still got little boys.
Yeah, bro. I mean, it's somewhat like Clemson. Like you watching Clemson play, bro, and like no matter how good they are, going into like the playoffs to a certain extent, you're not going to be able to beat the Georgias or the Ohio States at certain points. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all were at one point because y'all had generational quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But once your quarterback is not generational, he can't make plays, and it's like you're not gonna beat him, bro.
That's how it was in was that 17 for us, T?
Yeah.
Kelly
Bryant.
Bryant.
Kelly
Bryant, yeah.
We knew going in and it was going. Now I didn't think it was going to be impossible, but we knew it was going to be a tall task.
Yeah.
For us to beat Alabama in that first round, that year, and we didn't. You know, they actually got kind of ran out the gym, out the stadium. But no, you're right though. It's at some point you kind of have to recognize like where your program is.
Yeah.
Like you was just saying, like you got to recognize that we're just not there at this moment in time, but they are, and it's just not going to happen, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. I will say this about Florida. Y'all are recruiting like really well. Where are y'all ranked right now in recruiting? Because I know y'all like top 5 for sure.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, y'all doing a really good job recruiting wise. Like at least y'all got that to hold on to as well. Like y'all got DJ Lagway coming in. Y'all got some of the top players in the country coming in. So y'all doing y'all thing in the recruiting, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just recruiting linemen, that's gonna be the thing. Because if you don't get old linemen, you ain't gonna win nothing. And that's when you really gotta get them, because you ain't gonna get them in the portal most of the time.
We've seen how that goes.
Unfortunately, we have 76. Get the hell off my field.
Bro, Saban lied to us, man. They were talking about, man, Damian George one of the best players I really want. I didn't want to go to the portal.
Yeah, if y'all get a transfer from Alabama and Saban hype him up, don't believe the hype.
He lying.
That man's a liar, bro. He's
generational. Like that. That's crazy. But that's we need an offensive coordinator.
I want to ask y'all real quick though, Tony and Cam, what happened to that cornerback that Florida was recruiting heavy? That went to y'all from First Coast, I think it was, or Trinity.
Fred CDL Davis. Man. He at UCF now. He at UCF.
Are you serious?
He got mad at me. He done blocked me on Twitter. Had his cousin texting my phone. All type of crazy stuff.
They ran him up out of Clemson. Yeah, it was bad.
This boy's still in college.
Yeah, he at UCF right now. I don't know how he's done this year, but yeah, he at UCF.
Him and Bowman at UCF.
Is he a professional student?
I believe so. Yeah, he's still at UCF though. I think I'm about to check him out now. But yeah, Fred CDL Davis, he's still in college, I think.
Dang.
No, he does. Yeah, because I remember he hopped in the portal.
Yeah, he went to the portal. Yeah.
He was. It was bad last year, man.
Yeah,
bad. That was last year, wasn't it?
That was last year. Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
It's only at least all he did was block you.
Yeah, he blocked. Yeah, but his cousin was texting my phone and DMing me and all that. Like, oh, what you want? I'm like, bro, I'm not about to go back and forth with you, bro. Just because your cousin sucked don't mean like I'm about to get into it with you. Your cousin just sucked. Like it's okay, bro. Like it's all good. Like
he like that, man. He get an education. You know, he had a D1 school. It is what it is.
Yeah, like don't get mad at me. Like
we used to.
What it is.
Yeah, I know these guys are just kids, don't get me wrong, but we used to always talk about, like, after the game, it was always Fred Davis during the game. It was bad. Just got beat almost every single play. I don't think he had really, hate to say it to him, I don't like to talk bad about nobody like this, but I don't know if he had even just one good play at Clemson.
I don't think he had one good game at Clemson this whole time. I'm being so honest.
It was bad, bro. Like
Yeah, well, at least his cousin and not an actual player.
Yeah. He didn't DM me or nothing like that, but I know his family did. Somebody in his family did. But yeah, I was like, I don't know why you DMing me. Like, I'm not the one that's trash.
Hey, man. I love my Duval boys as much as the next man. But Fred,
you called it though. You called it last year when I was on y'all podcast. You was like, yeah, he not
hey, man.
You did. I remember, bro. You called it.
I'm this for y'all new guys. I'm gonna show y'all this. Marcus and Jerry already know who it is. Tony, you know who it is too. Cause see, when the actual player texts you for some BBS, I still got the screenshot.
Tony, you remember that situation?
Yeah, Tony, you remember the situation because what was crazy about that? This man told me that this said player, we ain't gonna say no names, know who it is, Didn't you say he DM'd you too?
He DM'd me too.
That is hilarious.
Hold on.
How they be getting y'all number, bro?
Here, let me tell you the question. Then we're gonna get back to the podcast. I'm gonna tell you the situation. So I think it was D Mill. Shout out to D Mill. He a big Florida fan.
Yeah.
And I think this was around the time that either YSL got locked up. I think it was around that time when YSL all got locked up. And D Mill was like, man, this dude. I'm not gonna say his name, but he was like, man, he think he from Cleveland Avenue, whatever. He acted like he from there, like he know these folks. And I was like, bro, that's crazy that he D-riding. I said something like, that's crazy that he don't even know them folks like that. And he like D-riding. This man, like 5 minutes later, hits my DM talking about, bro, why you speaking on stuff you don't know about? I'm like, bro, go ahead, bro.
He's like, all right, bro, you got it.
I don't want to put him out there, but is he still with the Jets or he got cut?
I think
he's still with him.
I think
Oh, okay. That was crazy though. That was last year. I was like, oh my god.
It was bad, bro.
He just DM'd. I figure out he got my number.
That was crazy.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. How
I don't know, man. These people just funny, bro. Like, then the funny thing is they think like with you coming at them, you gonna stop having an opinion. Like, bro, if you getting toasted out there, I'm gonna tell you, hey, you getting toasted. Like,
if anything, I'm gonna double down. I'm gonna double down.
Yeah, at the end, you just gonna motivate me more to get on.
Yeah, now
I did, and he ain't messaged me no more.
No, that's a shame though, bro. I just feel like once adversity hits a program, especially like Clemson in Florida, bro, it's just the fan bases, get out of hand, and then you got fan bases, people inside in the fan base, like going against each other, and then calling you out on like some weird stuff. And it's like, bro, just because you have an opinion. Just because you have an opinion, people want to call you out your name, bro. It's really
crazy. Bro.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
That's what we going with. We going through that right now.
I seen Tony's stuff, bro. I be laughing at it, dog. I ain't gonna lie.
Funny, I can't lie to you.
Crazy, bro. Let me I want to read off the real quick. I want to read off the college football playoff top 25.
Okay.
So at 1, we have a new number 1 team in the country, you guys. It's the Ohio State Buckeyes. They got them at number 1. At number 2, they got Georgia. At number 3, they have Michigan. At number 4, they have Florida State. At number 5, you have Washington. At number 6, you have Oregon. I really think Oregon is a better team than Washington at this moment, but I know they lost to them, so we'll have that conversation down the line. At 7, they have Texas. At 8, quietly sneaking back up, and I think they got a chance to do something this year. Alabama is at 8 now. Yep. At 9, you have Oklahoma, who just took an L to Kansas. At 10, you have Ole Miss. At 11, you have Penn State. At 12, this might be the highest they've ranked in a long time. Missouri is at 12. Going into Georgia this weekend, they'll probably get boat raced, but hey, at least they top 12. At 13, you have Louisville. At 14, you have LSU. At 15, you have Notre Dame. At 16, you have Oregon State. At 17, you have Tennessee. At 18, you have Utah. At 19, you have UCLA. And at 20, you have USC. So the 2 LA schools back to back. Then you have at 21, Kansas, 22, Oklahoma State, 23, Kansas State, 24, Tulane, and then 25, Air Force. So that is the top 25 as of right now. I know I read off that list kind of quick, but just a quick synopsis, then we're going to move into some basketball. How y'all feel about that? Ohio State, number 1 in the country. How y'all feel about that?
That's a resume, if anything else, because resume-wise, they probably do have the best one out of the top teams. Do I think they're better than any of them? Not really.
No.
For right now and for the first playoff ranking, I ain't got no problems with it.
Yeah. Ohio State defense is legit, though. That defense, this is the best Ohio State defense I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Who have they beat this season?
So they beat Notre Dame. They beat Penn State. So we're talking about 2 teams that are in the top 15.
Yeah.
So they got some good wins.
That Notre Dame was on the road, too.
And on the road, Ohio State has some good wins. I won't lie.
The Penn State game was on the road too.
No, Penn State was at their place, but they pretty much routed them. I mean, the score really don't dictate how really of a blowout that game was. But
I know Georgia ain't really played much. And then Michigan, I know we talked about how they probably got one of the easier schedules among the top teams.
Yeah,
but How y'all feel about because I'm looking at Florida State, Washington, Oregon. I think one of those teams probably should have been Florida State was top 4, but I think that Washington and Oregon, I think they should be in that mix for sure. I know they're in the first 2 out right now, but I think one of them got a good shot to make it. How y'all feel about that?
To me, I think that's more the committee banking on the Pac-12 probably beating itself up.
Yeah.
It's going to sort out because right now as it stands, Washington and Oregon will play again in the conference game, and Washington has USC this weekend. So they could either lose this weekend or they could run the table and then they play each other in the championship. One of those two will probably get in. So it'll just sort itself out eventually. Personally, I think Oregon's a better team.
Possibility, bro. We could see 2 Pac-12 teams.
It's possible.
Honestly.
In the playoffs.
So who slides out? Because you're going to have to make a decision between Ohio State and Michigan and Florida State.
Well, let's look at it. We all agreed that the Pac-12, I think we all do, the Pac-12 is the best conference in football this season.
Yeah.
I don't think nobody's disagreeing with that.
Yeah.
So if that's the
going
case,
out with a bang.
Yeah. So if that's the case, I'm taking the teams from the better conference. So for example, if you have, let's just say Georgia, we know Georgia's going to be in there. Let's just go ahead and put them in there. We know Michigan or we know Florida State's going to be in there too. They're going to pretty much dog walk anybody else left in their way. At that point, if you have a chance and there's a 1-loss Oregon team who avenged their loss to Washington, and then the 1-loss Washington team that the only team they lost to they beat earlier, how can you put that over Ohio State and Michigan when they pretty much only got to play 2 games a year and one is against each other?
Yeah.
And see,
I mean, I don't know.
But see, and I agree with what you're saying. That's how I would vote. But if that's the case, they probably would have already did that though. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? They if that was the case, because they obviously feel like the Big Ten for some reason is better than the Pac-12.
Not this year. It's not.
It's not. But that's how the committee must feel because Ohio State, if I'm not mistaken, in the AP poll, where was they ranked? 3rd?
Number 3
last week?
2nd or 3rd, yeah.
Yeah, and then they done jumped up to 1 in the college football playoff poll. So somehow, them people look at them athletic directors and whoever else is on that committee, for some reason they feeling like the Big Ten is the
Big Ten. Let's be honest, the Big Ten is 3 teams, and really I'm about to say 2 because
it's really 2.5.
Fraudulent, bro.
Yeah, so it's really a 2-team race. The Pac-12 is legitimately, they have like 5 or 6 like really good teams, maybe even 7. You got the 2 LA teams, they're pretty good. Both of those are pretty good. You got obviously the 2 teams we were just talking about, Oregon and Washington. I'm telling you now, Arizona all of a sudden looks like a legitimate team. They might back in themselves into this top 25 as well. Utah, even though they just lost, they're a legitimate team. They're in this top 25. Oregon State is also in this top 25. I mean, I done named off 7 teams just now.
Washington State to give you the business too.
Washington State a decent team. That's what I'm saying.
Cal was just up big on Southern Cal.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so the Pac-12, we just named 7 or 8 teams that are legitimate teams. In the Big Ten, it's literally the 2. That's it. Nobody else in
the
that
same division. So when you win that game, you pretty much win the conference.
Exactly. That's how it's been the last
game. Like, come on now.
That's how it's been the last 15 years for them.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I say to me, bro, personally, if you have an opportunity to either put in 2 Big Ten teams or 2 Pac-12 teams this season, you need to be putting in 2 Pac-12 teams. In my opinion.
I'm gonna take right here, and it's gonna be controversial. See, looking at these rankings, you know who I would have put at number 1?
You're gonna say Washington, are you?
Washington. That's who I would have put. I honestly feel like right now, from what I'm seeing, they've been the best team this year. Now they did struggle with Arizona. I ain't gonna lie, Arizona State put them through hell that game. But defense stepped up. But other than that game, really, I feel like they've been the best team in the country.
So AB,
I don't know about that one.
I'm not mad at it.
You got to look at pound for pound, bro. Like, you tell me right now, neutral field, you taking Washington over Georgia?
No. Take the homerism out.
Take it out, AB. You know damn well.
Come on, bro.
I said, like the last couple weeks, the way I see Georgia play, especially this past week, not right now, because that offensive line is different.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Would you take Washington over Ohio State right now?
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
I think you could.
I would say yes, because if you force Kyle McCord to like really throw the ball, really make some plays, he did show earlier this year that he'll make a few mistakes.
Yeah,
I know, and
good. So
yeah, and I know you said Ohio State defense is legit, but Washington offense is legit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I would
As you
take
said,
Washington over Michigan.
Great matchup. You think?
Oh, I would take Washington over Michigan.
Washington over Michigan.
Oh, we all about to say, man. We all
ain't
talking
stealing
about
those signs now. You can't steal
what
those
about
signs at this point.
So give me y'all's. I want if I can hear it from everybody. Give me y'all's top 4.
Okay, I'm gonna give you my top 4 first. In my opinion, this is how I would say it. I got Georgia 1 still. I don't care. I still got Georgia 1. I think they got the best chance of three-peating because their schedule is so easy. Secondly, I have Ohio State. Ohio State has the 2 best wins, really probably in all of college football. So I got to put them at 2. At 3, I'm putting Florida State. They beat an LSU team who now looks really good, and they beat Duke, who I think is a really legitimate team, and gave them a fight really pretty much down to the whistle. And then at 4, I'm putting Washington. I do not have Michigan in my top 5 because I'm not going to credit you if you're playing against East Middle Tennessee State. Like, I'm not going to give you that credit when your whole schedule is junior colleges. Like, I'm sorry, bro. I'm not giving them that. So I would put them on the first looking out, and then I would put Oregon right out after them. Even though I think Oregon's a better team than them at this moment. I think they're hotter right now. But that's kind of how I would do it, in my opinion.
I straight up go Georgia at 1. I probably go Ohio State at 2, like you said. Florida State would be 3. And then I would go Washington at 4, and then Oregon at 5, Michigan at 6.
Yeah.
Or really, honestly, I can make the argument. I slick might go Georgia, Florida State. Hell, I might even go Oregon and then Washington.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I think you can make a legitimate argument for that.
Because I'll be honest with you, I like Oregon and Washington. I think both of them look good.
Yeah. Go ahead, AB.
So right now I would go until you beat them, they got to be number 1. Georgia, number 1.
Right.
And because they had the 2 best wins in college football, I would actually put Ohio State at number 2 for that reason. Number 3, I actually have Washington because, like I said, you look at that offense, you look at the consistency they played with this year, and Michael Penix Jr. Oh man, I mean,
he's nice.
The team. The only reason I wouldn't put Oregon at number 4 is because they got that 1 loss to Washington. So I'm gonna put Florida State at 4.
Okay.
Now because they're undefeated, they haven't lost yet, and they played really well all year long, and so I mean you got to reward them for that. 5, I would actually have Oregon over an undefeated Michigan.
Michigan ain't playing nobody.
Yeah.
That's one reason they get punished. Number 2, now that we know y'all been stealing everybody's signs, I mean, why
Yeah, honestly, AB, I have the exact same top 5, top 6, top 4. I mean, UGA is dominant. Ohio State's defense. I'm a defense guy, so I like those 2. As far as top 2. Washington, Michael Penix is sensational. I mean, I feel like they can take the top off of any defense. And Florida State, man, I respect them. They got a great pass rush. They got a really, really good secondary. And I think what makes FSU really good this year is the fact that Jordan Travis has 2 wide receivers you can just throw the ball up to in the red zone, bro. Like,
throw them up, bust them up.
Yeah,
throw them up, bust them up.
Yeah, so like, I don't know, man. I just feel like if I had Washington and FSU on a neutral field, I think Washington would get them. But then I just don't know, man. It's tough between those 2. I really don't know.
I mean, they're kind of the same team. 2 alpha dogs at wide receiver, 2 super experienced quarterbacks. I mean, they got a solid squad, man.
Cam, man, I'm telling y'all, I gotta say something before we continue on, Marcus. I ain't mean to cut you off. Cam with these sayings he got Jover. I done got Jover from Cam.
Jover's a good one.
Barak, Trugley. This man can't be saying anything.
Oh,
He's trying to be Hussein. Bro, this man Cam really crazy, bro. Go ahead,
Hey,
Marcus. I'm
man.
sorry, bro.
Yeah, you're good. So right now, I'd probably put Georgia 1. Because I mean, back champs, they've done nothing to prove that they shouldn't be at the number 1 spot still. They're still a top dog in the country currently.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ohio State, 2 best wins. You could coin flip it if you want to go, I think this team is better or this team has better wins. But Ohio State, Georgia are my 1 and 2. In whatever order you want, I put Georgia 1. Third, I probably pick Florida State because they have that very good out-of-conference win against LSU that looks better and better by the day.
Yeah.
Really talented on the outside, and you have a good backfield. And Jordan Travis is just resilient as all hell. Same with that defense.
Yo.
Or I'd probably say Michigan because, yes, the schedule is what it is currently. But just watching them just in totality, I do love a lot about them. I love their front seven on defense. I love the offensive line. J.J. McCarthy, he's playing some really good football right now, and he's probably they're benefiting from a lot of continuity, especially with quarterbacks, because a lot of these teams are breaking in new guys. You see McCoy at Ohio State.
Yeah. You
see Beck at Georgia, and you see all these other teams just trying to break guys in. McCarthy's been he's a 2-year starter. He's playing better. He's gotten better. He's a good athlete. Makes a lot of plays with his legs. So I'll probably pick Michigan 4. 5 and 6, Washington and Oregon, same deal as the committee had. Because, again, the Pac-12 is going to sort itself out. Because there's a decent chance Washington could lose to USC this weekend.
Yeah.
And I think Oregon's probably the best team in that conference right now. And if they had to play again, Oregon would probably win. Because I love the trenches a lot better than I like Washington's. And quite frankly, if they just took the points and coming out of the half in the first game, they probably win that game. Like they kept going for it for no reason. Like, so hopefully Lanning learns from his mistakes if they get back to Vegas and play them. So I think they win if that happens. So 5 and 6, Washington, Oregon, because you gotta put Washington up because they won that game.
Yeah, Darnell, who you got?
I got Georgia 1, Florida State number 2. I really love them this year. They're pretty good. I can't even lie. They're pretty fucking good this year, man. And I know Miami got to face them 2 weeks from now, so that's gonna be a disaster class.
I can't deny it.
Oh man, nice. Oh man. 3 I got Michigan, 4 I got Ohio State, and then 5 I got Oregon. Okay. I still got to respect Michigan though.
Yeah,
I can't lie. If we're going 8-0 is still good. They might lose. Yeah. This Saturday, but still, I still gotta respect them though.
When do they play Penn State?
They play pretty good.
When do they play Penn State though?
I think the week after. I think next week.
I want to ask y'all a question though, because we kind of spoke on the team on the outside that could really make some noise. Do y'all feel like Michigan's beating Alabama on a neutral field?
Nope.
I think so, actually.
I don't know.
I don't
know, man.
I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest, man. Jalen Milroe is kind of starting to get it now. I'm not gonna lie. Alabama. That's what I was talking about when I was reading about the rankings. Alabama's quiet is kept starting to kind of get it together.
Don't look now.
Yeah. Seriously, like Georgia thinks they're in the clear in Atlanta in a couple of weeks, and they might not be. And I mean, even and then Alabama has the big game this weekend against LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama is starting to look kind of back, especially now since Jalen Milroe is kind of getting himself kind of like acclimated to the offense. He's playing better. He's making more smart reads. He's making a little bit more accurate passes. I'm not gonna lie, man. Alabama is a team I really would look out for. I'm not taking my eyes off them. I don't care what the situation is. They lost to Texas and all that, but that I feel like it's still a pretty good football team.
Yeah,
and Texas is a good team, so that loss ain't even really.
That don't even look that bad.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I agree.
It's like Bama's one of them teams where it's like, are you probably if you're in the top 4? Do you think you're better than them? Yes. Would you want to play them on a neutral field with multiple weeks to prepare? No. Absolutely the hell not. No.
It's still Saban-led Bama at the end of the day.
That's facts.
So you can't never sleep on that.
But that's my question for y'all too. Another question, kind of the piggyback off of that. if I'm looking at a Michigan, I'm looking at a Florida State. If they play Oregon right now on that neutral field, you think they beating Oregon? I feel like Oregon. I'll be honest with you. I feel like Oregon can beat just about anybody except maybe Georgia.
Georgia. Yeah, I was about to say that's. Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you, Cam. Honestly, to be completely, when I look at these top, I'm gonna say 8 teams. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Besides Georgia, I think, and even with them, anybody in that top 8 can be beat up against each other. I'm gonna be straight up.
Yep.
Because when you look at Alabama, I just told you, I think they're getting it together finally. Texas has struggled, but they're still playing really good ball and defensively, and they're running the ball better. Even with that Malik Murphy kid, they looked good the other day ago. Oregon, like you said, they're playing the best football I feel like in the country right now. They throttled Utah at home. That's not normal. And then you have Washington, who they struggled a little bit last week, but offensively and defensively they're playing better now. So, and in Florida State, we just talked about them. They've been good this year. Michigan, they got the really good front seven and the really good O-line, and J.J. McCarthy's playing better. Georgia's elite. I mean, Ohio State's defense is the best it's been in 15 years. I mean, honestly, bro, the top 8, I think any of these guys can beat each other. I'm being straight up, bro.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like I agree. With Oregon. See, that's the thing. That's why I struggled. That's why it was hard for me not to put him in the top 4 because I wanted to, but I didn't want to look like a hater either.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. This would be the perfect year for a 12.
I was about to say this.
You know what? Let's just do it now. Like, let's go to 12 teams because even after them, you got Oklahoma, which I think is a little fraudish. 10 Ole Miss, 11 Penn State, and 12 Missouri is playing really good football right now. I'm excited to see what they do this weekend up there in Athens for homecoming. So yeah, again, bro. I mean, again, the top 12 is really a decent group, in my opinion.
Dang, Missouri and Georgia would kind of be like a college football playoff game. Actually,
exactly. Yeah. It's really crazy, bro. Yeah. So yeah, man. I mean, it's really crazy. I know we kind of coming up on an hour and a half. I want to kind of transition over to basketball a little bit because obviously there was a huge trade this morning. We woke up to it. A lot of us. James Harden getting to go back home to LA. I mean, that's what he wanted, right? He had been saying that he wanted to go back home. I know, in prayers up, I think he was saying there was some type of issue with his mom. I don't know what the case is. So obviously prayers up to her. But James Harden getting traded to LA. Let's just kind of talk about the trade details. The Clippers received James Harden and PJ Tucker, which is a really good role player. And then the 76ers get
a bag of chips.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yup, pretty much. And Robert Covington, that's it.
Robert Covington, Marcus Morris, KJ Martin, and some old picks. I mean, again, how y'all feel about this situation? Because I think it is a good pickup for James Harden and the Clippers. I think the Clippers got better. I'm not going to negate them for that. I still think like James Harden can give you like 18, 8, and 7. He can give you something like that any given night.
He was the assist leader last year.
That's what I'm saying. He can give you that every night. So how y'all feel about the whole James Harden trade? Like, how y'all feel about that?
This is the 2016 All-Star team in the Western Conference in 2023.
Yeah.
That's
what what?
This is the 2016-2017 Western Conference All-Stars in 2023.
Yeah, it is. Seriously, like the Clippers would be if this was back in 2017 or 16. Oh my God,
that's what I was saying. They running up on the Warriors, man. They running up on the Warriors, no doubt. I think I say this, the Clippers, in my opinion, won this trade, and it's not just because of what they gave up, but it's because of who they didn't give up. They still got Terrence Mann.
That's facts.
They still got Terrence Mann, and that was a name that was really being thrown around in the whole trade talks. You got to keep him, and you brought in James Harden and PJ Tucker.
Yep,
bro. I mean, the Clippers. Now again, all these guys, they some old heads now. You know what I'm saying? And obviously Kawhi and PG, injury prone, and the bodies just breaking down and everything, but at the same time, they got who they wanted, and they didn't have to give up much, to be honest with you. So, and who cares about draft picks in the NBA, bro?
It don't matter.
Using them anyway,
Matter.
So, I think it's a good trade. I think I'm happy for him, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's nice to know somebody got to go where they wanted to go.
Right.
Hey, I just can't believe that the Clippers, not only did they got to keep Man, but Norman Powell is still on their team.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
They got a squad, low key. Yeah.
Like the 76ers, for all with the talking, they were saying how we needed like a complimentary guard next to Tyrese Maxey, and Norman Powell was right there.
Yeah.
There are two really other funny things that we're not talking about this trade. One, Bergon Korkmaz wanted to be included, and both teams just said, no.
Right. Yeah, because he requested a trade last year, didn't he? And everybody
Yes,
just kind of like laughed at it, like, oh, okay, anyway.
2 years in a row. 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
Right, he said, "Hey man, can I come too?" No, go on, Roger. And then the second part is, can you imagine Joel Embiid right now, man?
Yo, that's tough.
It finally gets rid of the whole monkey off the back type of thing with this team, because the whole James Harden in the playoffs thing is always going to be there.
Yeah.
No matter what team is going to be on. And then also, he woke up at like 4 or 5 a.m. He looking at his phone and saying, "Why the fuck Batum in?"
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, he pulled up. He pulled up to the practice facility, looking around. He seen Covington, Batum.
And for all the talk that James Harden is a bad playoff performer, and we can go back and look at that second round between him and Embiid and who really pull up the numbers.
Hey, look.
They were both pretty consistent, but at least Harden gave you 41 game.
Harden was hooping low key.
He was he's the sole reason they got 2 wins early on.
Don't get me started, because listen, how many of y'all Heat fans? I know AB a Heat fan. All y'all Heat fans?
No, we only got 2 Heat fans, 1 Celtics fan, and one Is it Memphis this year or
adopted Kings for the last several years? But I'm gonna stick with them. I was looking at someone like OKC because like y'all, the whole bit on the pod is every season I pick like one young team to take a step up and I just adopt them for the year. Sacramento was my team last year. I was right on time with that one. OKC is probably the team I look at over than them and be like, all right,
that's who I like. I like OKC a lot.
That's what he like.
Nice.
I like OKC.
Detroit.
AB Darnell, I got a take for y'all. I want to know what y'all think.
Shoot.
Bamarin Adebayo.
Bamarin.
It's better than Joel Embiid. Stop me now. Yeah, I'm hot with it.
I understand what you're trying to say, but I still gotta respect the man for putting up 30 a night. I still gotta do that.
Yeah, he just
that 30 a night is crazy.
He just won an MVP too, bro.
But that's cool. That's all fine and dandy with me. But when it comes to the playoffs, Bam Adebayo, if I'm not mistaken, averaged more points, rebounds, blocks, steals, all of that, and he made it to the NBA Finals.
He did.
So that's cool.
Cam, don't make me do this because Bam's one of my favorite players. But
I like Bam. That's what I'm saying.
We played against the Celtics, and
don't do your mans like that.
Robert Covington and Al Horford did something crazy to Bam. I don't know. They just got a mental lock.
Let me say something real quick about Bam. My only issue with him, I like him a lot too. He just got to be a little bit more aggressive.
Thank you.
That's his biggest issue. Like, bro, he is a dominant force when he actually takes it to the paint, plays his game, and is aggressive. He's too passive, bro. Like, if he actually locks in and gets aggressive, I think Bam could be like a top 4 center in the game, like top 3.
He
is. He's pretty much that now. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
he already top 3, but like he could be like I understand what you're saying.
You say he top 3?
Yeah, I mean, you can't.
He top 3. He top 3.
Joker is over him.
Joker, Embiid,
and Embiid is over him as well. Right?
So
that's it.
So Bam over AD, right?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at.
My bad. I thought AD was Mr. Power Forward. I don't like to play.
He is center. He is center. Like technically, well, he a 4, but like he
He plays center mostly. Yeah.
Three to four, depending on how you feel about AB.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Top 4. That's what I'm saying. Like,
but if we talking legit centers, he number 3. I wouldn't take nobody else over him. Like of all the people that just play center, it'd be him. I can't. I'm not putting no Karl Anthony Towns over him. I'm not putting Rudy Gobert over him.
Yeah,
no. Brooke Lopez not over him. Like
Domantas Sabonis.
No,
sorry, brother. You're not there.
I love Domantas, but no.
Yeah,
let me tell you.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, Cam.
No, I was gonna say I will tell you this. That kid in Detroit, Jalen.
Jalen Duren.
Yeah, man.
He cold.
He
I don't want to talk
creeping
about
up there.
He tough. I wanted to say something real quick too about my team, real quick. Hey man, John Collins, you gonna pay for your crimes, brother. Because you had I gotta say this real quick. John Collins, you are gonna pay for your crimes. You had that guy, Jalen Johnson, sitting. Really, it's not really his fault. It's really on coaching. Jalen Johnson should have been playing last year. Have y'all seen what he's done in the first like 3 or 4 games? He's amazing.
Yeah.
Jalen Johnson has made more of an impact in 3 games as a Hawk than John Collins did in his whole like 3 years.
There's so many things I want to say about Lance front office right now. One, y'all should have traded John Collins like 3 years ago.
3 years.
Yeah. Bro, we should have traded him after we made it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah. I was begging the table for that. Like they could vouch. I was begging the table for that. Trade him now when you still can. And another thing, what the hell did Landry Fields say to Onyeka Okongwu's representation to get him to sign that contract? Because what the hell?
I mean, we literally we gave Bogey a contract of like 4 years, $28 million, which is not a whole bunch of money, but still, like, he's a decent player. He's a good role player, but Onyeka Okongwu getting the contract he just got, I do not understand at all because he has not did really. And I like Big O. He ain't did enough to be getting no contract that size. Like, I'm just, and once again, I'm not trying to do no Tyler or Spartanburg stuff, but like, at the same time, he shouldn't be getting no contract like that. He really ain't did nothing to the league. And Cam, I wanted to say something too. My OKC boys, they 3-1, bro.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they hooping.
They
hooping. Yeah. They lost to us though. They lost to us, and we had Sigga down bad, but everybody else was looking good.
Yeah, I had 4th in the West.
Yeah, I had OKC last week when we did it. I think I had OKC 7th.
I'll pull it up.
I had to be the 6th or 7th last week, but I believe OKC, bro.
Hey, we can all kill the Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh yeah, it's Jover. They 1-3, ain't they?
Yeah, 0-4.
Hey, they 0-4. Oh yeah.
So they 0-4. Oh shoot!
I thought it was 1-3. Yeah.
See, you had OKC, so you had them at 8th.
Yeah, I thought I had them at 8th. Yeah.
You said they was gonna jump up though, like in terms of what they was gonna do and make some noise, but shoot, they looking like they gonna end up already in that thing.
Yeah, maybe in that 6. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So real quick, y'all, I know it's late. We've been going for about an hour and a half. Let's talk a little bit of Halloween, man, before we log off for the night, man. Let's talk a little Halloween. I know Cam and AB was talking about it a little bit. I don't really watch scary movies like that, so I'll let y'all debate that. But I'm gonna go ahead and give out my top 3 Halloween candies. Let me just go ahead and give it to y'all now.
Oh boy.
No, I'm not gonna do it. It's not my top 3. What y'all think about might be my top 3. So, number 1 candy, I don't care what anybody say, is always and forever Reese's. When I get Reese's, Reese's is gonna be my number 1 almost every time. Yeah. Number 2, personally, and once again, it just depends on who you are. I'm a big Snickers guy. I like Snickers. I'm pretty good with Snickers, so that would probably be my number 2. And then my number 3 would probably be, I'm probably gonna say, I kind of feel like it's the same as Snickers, but I kind of like Milky Ways. Like, I'm a Milky Way guy too. I actually like Milky Way personally. So that's about my top 3.
I'll go Twix at 3. Twix at 3.
So you Reese's. You said Reese's, Snickers, Milky Way. You said Reese's, Snickers, and then Twix.
Yep.
Oh, I kind of like Twix too. I ain't gonna.
That's what I'm saying.
I might put Twix. Oh yeah, let me put Twix over Milky Way. Yeah.
Well, I think I'm gonna go
right now.
You said what?
I'm looking at this guy's comment right now.
Oh no. I ain't candy corn. I do like candy corn. I'll admit it. I like candy corn, but it's not in my top. It's not in my top 3.
Oh no, that's Denzel. That's why I was looking like that, bro. Because
it's not in my top 3, bro.
Oh, you talking about it on the timeline the other day? I said, man,
I like candy corn, but it's not in my top 3. Like I haven't had no candy corn this year.
I don't know how y'all do it, bro. That's
you said what, AB?
Tony, you finna pay for your crimes for even admitting that you like candy corn.
Yeah, I like candy corn. Everybody know that. Everybody know what's up with that. But go ahead, bro.
Everybody knows the point with that, but still.
My top 3. So Reese is absolutely number 1, without a doubt. Reese's is the GOAT.
Yeah,
you feel me?
So
no question. Number 2 is definitely Kit Kat for me. I like Kit Kat, bro.
Yeah,
I could eat on them things all day.
Hey,
number 3, man, number 3 is tough, bro. If we talking about straight up Halloween candy, man, I'm gonna have to go with. I'll be honest. I like digging into the little bucket and getting out a box of Nerds, bro. I'm not gonna hold you.
Really?
I like getting out Nerds, man. I don't really eat a lot of candy like that though, but I like Nerds, bro.
AB, what's your top 3 candies?
Absolute number 1, Reese's.
Yeah.
All the greatest of that, the GOAT right there.
Yeah.
For sure. It's not a question. Number 2 for me, I'm throwing Twix in there. Number 2.
Yeah, I had to put Twix at 3. I forgot about Twix. Yeah.
It's just something like Twix is something that's the one candy you can always go to.
Yeah.
Got the wrapper on the table.
Yeah.
Right? You already know ball, man.
For 3, see, this one tough because I can go anywhere with this one. I'm gonna go with number 3, and I'm gonna throw an honorable mention in that. Y'all gonna think it's crazy, but number 3, I'm gonna go Snickers. I'm gonna go.
All right.
My honorable mention, and this is underrated. A lot of people don't. There's some people out there that don't know about these. Dots. The Dots candy.
Yeah, I know Dots. Yeah.
Okay.
That's decent. Marcus, go ahead.
All right. I would just like to say before I even get my list out, we are all ball knowers here. Tony, we'll forgive your candy corn obsession, but other than that, we know ball around here. So yes, anyway. Number 1 with a bullet, that's Reese's. You already know.
Reese's, yeah, man.
It's the perfect ratio of chocolate and peanut butter. And ain't nobody doing it better than that.
Yeah.
I'm a very big Hershey's Kisses guy, so I'll put that at number 2.
That's not a bad take. I'm not gonna lie. That's not a bad one. Yeah.
I'm a very big chocolate guy. I love Hershey's Kisses. That's the perfect ratio, and nothing beating that. Number 3, I like Kit Kats. Like
Kit Kats is a good.
I got an honorable mention. The drugs that they saying the guy from around the corner on the house, the other side of the avenue, will be giving the kids out. Y'all watch out for that. Y'all better check y'all kids' little candy stuff. They saying they putting them drugs in there. I don't know. That's what they saying.
Yeah. Nobody said Eminem so far though. Eminem is my honorable mention. If I have to
go. This man taking my time.
Go ahead, Darnell.
Yo, what about the peanut M&Ms?
They still up there.
Yeah, they good. Yeah, go ahead, Darnell.
So my number 1, absolutely, I love Milky Way.
Yeah, Milky Way.
If you guys like, Milky Way is my one. Now, number 2, it's the peanut butter M&Ms.
Okay,
I love those. I love those so much. They're so good. And then like my number 3, Sour Patch Kids.
Okay. So wait. So now Sour Patch Kid is literally my favorite candy. I didn't know that was considered Halloween candy.
Is my
going chocolate.
Candy. Airheads is my literally favorite candy ever. But I'm thinking more like chocolate since it's like Halloween. So I didn't.
Okay, so if it's like chocolate,
you good though. I mean,
yeah.
Shoot, if I dig into
but see, like you don't see a whole bunch of people handing out Airheads.
That's what. Yeah, or Sour Patch Kid. That's why I didn't say it. But if I dig into a bucket and I see them Sour Patch Kids, I'm grabbing 3 or 4. That's it. It's over. Literally.
I know you and Cam, you and AB was talking about movies. I'll let y'all do that real quick, and then we're gonna shut it on down for the night.
Okay. Real quick, Darnell, man, you like them chocolate fudge brownie M&Ms, bro?
Chocolate fudge brownie.
They're elite.
They good.
Man.
bro.
Good. Yeah, I've had them. They're good.
I'm telling you, bro. That's legit, bro. But yeah, before y'all had hopped on, me and AB was just talking about like horror movies that we seen. I don't do horror movies. I'm scared. I got a story to tell y'all about Hereditary. I'll probably tell it on the next episode. But
love that movie.
Give me y'all. You said love that movie. Who said that?
Yeah, such a good movie. Such a good movie. It's such a good movie.
Give me y'all's top 3 horror movies or horror icons, horror franchises, whatever. Give me y'all's top 3. I'll start. I get mine out the way. I start. So if we can count it, so obviously, so for me, Scream is number 1 because that's really the only series that I've ever actually fully watched. So Scream gonna be 1 for me. If I'm allowed to count it, I'm gonna cheat a little bit, and I'm gonna say the first Terminator movie would be up there for me. I don't know if it really counts, but I think in terms of the rest of the series, it was definitely a little more. It's more of a thriller, but I'm gonna slide it in there because that end sequence where he was crawling and he had to get. Yeah, I'm gonna count that one. Number 3, man. God, I don't watch a lot of horror movies, man. It's tough for me to say. I like man, I'm gonna go with shoot, man. I don't even know. I'm gonna go with you know what, just in general, I like Jason Voorhees just as a slasher type thing. I ain't never seen none of the movies, but yeah, he would probably be up there for me too.
So
shoot, man. Go ahead, AB.
So the number 1 movie for me is Scream. I love that series.
Yeah.
So I'll go there. Number 2, it's tough. Number 2, I'm gonna actually go with Halloween.
Okay.
Going with OG. All right.
Yeah,
I can respect that.
OG. And number 3, we thinking along the same lines here when you bring this up with Friday the 13th, because I mean they all just different. Now some of them make sense, but you know they all different. Like how he ended up in New York, I was still trying to figure that one out.
Y'all remember when he was in space?
Yo, my
God. I was like, no, bro. Jared, what about you? Even though you got in trouble for one of these.
So, man.
Wait a minute.
So I'm a big time horror movie guy, bro. So I'm gonna go Halloween, Jeepers Creepers, Texas Chainsaw, and Friday the 13th. And then my first two out, Annabelle and Scream.
Oh no,
crazy.
Bro, I watch all these, bro. What you talking about, bro?
See, I can't do that. See that Annabelle stuff, bro. I'm shivering, bro. I can't do that, man.
Psychological horror films be scaring the hell out of you.
You said what?
Them psychological horror films really be scaring the hell out of you the first time you see them. You don't want to see them ever again.
I couldn't do it, bro. I couldn't do it.
Those are my favorite type of movies, man.
Yeah, me too.
Like the psychological thrillers, they're one of my favorites.
No way. If it's something that's gonna have me scared and waking up middle of the night, bro, I'm good. if you got me scared of the dog, no, thank you, bro.
Hey, honorable mention Tales from the Hood, bro. Tales from the Hood
that's a good one.
That's a good one, bro.
I know that one.
Shout out Candyman also.
Ooh,
I need to.
OG is real.
I do need to watch that.
Yeah,
I need to watch that. I need to watch the new one. I ain't seen none of them, but I wanted to watch the new one. Give me give me yours, Marcus. Who you got?
All right, so number 1 for me is probably I'm gonna go with The Exorcist. My dad went to go see it when he was like 6 in the theater. Boy, he said the scariest movie he ever watched in his life.
I bet so.
I'm about to say shit, but
and then probably Halloween. Shout out to OG. Poltergeist is up there with me.
Oh, you going crazy? No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Dardell, give me your final.
I ain't mention also my honorable mention. The second half of Juice I will die on the hill forever. Juice is a horror film. I will die on that hill, especially that second half after Pac get the gun. Like if you ever met Bishop in real life, that's one of the scariest motherfuckers you ever met in your life.
Wait, I kind of get with that though. I'm not gonna lie to you because especially when he was sitting behind that locker.
Yeah.
You see that fear when you hold Raheem mama? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Raheem is dead. Somebody shot him. Like, yo, you can't mean tell me that ain't scary, bro. Come on now.
Darnell, who your three?
All right, so my number one is the Insidious franchise, especially the first one.
Oh,
bro,
man.
that motherfucker with the red face, just I had nightmares as a little kid, man. The next one is gonna have to be Midsommar. If you ever seen that one.
Okay.
That one is so. It's just people wilding out, bro. People wilding.
Is it
out.
really?
Europeans. It's more of a. It's a thriller. It's a thriller,
Really?
but it really messes with you.
What's it called, Darnell?
Midsommar.
Yeah.
And then my third one is Silence of the Lamb.
Ooh, that's a classic.
Okay, so we know Del Mark is crazy as hell. So
I can't. Yeah, I can't.
You got me now.
Roll into the deep horror.
I've seen. Matter of fact, I forgot to say a few that I've seen recently. So obviously, all the Jordan Peele movies, Get Out,
Ooh, yeah.
Us, and Nope. Those are all good for me. Us still kind of creep me out. I'm not.
Us was crazy.
That was crazy. Big time.
That one was crazy.
And then I seen The Blackening recently.
That was good, dog. That was real good.
Yeah. The Blackening was I actually did see that. Yeah, man. But once again, bro, thank y'all for coming on tonight, man. We really appreciate it. Where can the people find y'all, man? Shout y'all stuff out. You know what I'm saying? We want our followers to go over there and rock with y'all. Thank y'all for coming on once again tonight, man. Tell the folks where they can find y'all at, man.
Well, you can follow both of them. Well, me, Marcus, and Jerry got a podcast, the Swamp Inside Florida Athletics. You can follow us over there. Then with Darnell, also we got Indisputable Evidence. So hey, tune in with us every week. We gonna bring the heat for y'all every week.
Yeah, man. Yeah, y'all go check them out, man. Especially like Florida fans, they do a lot of good stuff on Inside the Swamp and Indisputable Evidence. They talking about a lot of the stuff that we be talking about too, man. And they do a really good job. And we gonna tag y'all in this too as well, so they can follow y'all and stuff like that. But fellas, once again, thank y'all for coming on. Thank y'all for letting us have some of your time tonight, man. And we really do appreciate it. Cam, did you have anything else you wanted to say before we end it off, man?
Nah, man. Happy Halloween, everybody. Y'all be out there, stay safe, eat a lot of candy, brush your teeth is tonight. Floss, get all that. Don't get no cavities, man.
For sure.
All that, man. Shout out my Velmas, my Daphnes, my Ash Ketchum, my nurses, all that.
What's it? Shout out my Velmas.
Right. Half the world Velma tonight. It's crazy.
Shout out, man.
But I appreciate y'all, man. Once again, appreciate y'all showing up tonight, man. And we appreciate having y'all again. We'll definitely have to make this happen again, too, man.
Yeah.
Obviously. But once again, man, just appreciate y'all. To our supporters, we appreciate y'all. I think this is me and Cam's episode 16 at this point, so we moving good, man. So just appreciate y'all for all the love. And we're going to end it out for the night. Y'all stay safe. Be good, and like Cam said, brush your teeth because you're going to be having them cavities if you don't. So y'all have a good evening, man. We enjoy y'all.